Hey, what's up? John Sonmez from SimpleProgrammer.com. I have a question here about copying a website, copying an idea. I did a video somewhat related to this about why your million dollar idea is worthless, but I'm going to sort of cover a little bit of the same material, but I want to cover it from a kind of a different angle here because it's sort of the same question. I get a lot of variations of this, but it says, hi John, I was wondering how to keep a larger organization that has more advertising and developer resources, aka money, from copying my startup website before it has a chance to gain popularity. The website that is in the works now will solve a problem that all vacation rental homeowners have today. My concern is many of my potential customers are entrepreneurs themselves with deeper pockets than I currently have now. Once I launch and they know my idea, what would stop them from hiring a couple of full-time developers to mimic my website and fund a large advertising campaign? I have a day job and a family that keep me plenty busy, but I found time to launch one profitable website and currently working on another startup, so resources are tight. Alex. So you have no protection here, Alex. The only protection that you have is if you have a patentable idea. Again, I'll preface this by saying I am not a lawyer, this is not legal advice, but I'm telling you that the only protection that I know of that you could possibly have is to have a patentable idea. And not only have a patentable idea, but to have applied for at least a provisional patent and to have a lawyer with teeth and money to back that up, because it doesn't even matter if you have a patent, someone will run right over you if they know that you can't defend your patent. So you don't want to play with the big dogs unless you're going to be a big dog. So if you want to go and you get funding and you're going to get millions of dollars and you're going to be a big startup, then you can hire a nice legal team and you can compete with the big dogs and you can fight it out. But aside from that, if you're bootstrapped like you are, or like I'm assuming you are just going to have to fly under the radar and survive, right? I mean, and here's the other thing is, like I said, I did that video on why your million dollar idea is worthless. And I don't mean to be harsh by this, but whatever idea you have, it's not fantastic. I know you think it's fantastic, and I'm not trying to be harsh, but what I'm saying is that someone's already thought of that idea and they just haven't executed on it. You're executing on it, that's great. You're gonna be able to make money because you're executing on it. If it's super successful, someone is going to either come in and crush you, it's true, or they'll buy you out, and hopefully they'll buy you out and then you'll make some money. But that's just how it is, right? It's just, you can't escape that. But there's in order for you to be more than a blip on the radar, you're gonna have to be growing really fast. You're gonna have to find some kind of really huge thing. At that point, you're gonna have the money and the resources to probably defend yourself or to work on a buyout so that you're gonna get bought out. So it's just, I guess what I'm trying to get to is that it's a problem you really shouldn't have to worry about, because most people are not gonna copy your idea. Even if it's a great idea, it's always the execution. There's like a million great ideas out there, but most companies are not going to execute on them. There's a million ways to make $1 million, I guarantee you. But again, most people aren't going to execute on them. The only way that someone's going to execute on that is if you're gaining a lot of traction and it's becoming really, really successful. And at that point, you're probably going to do well. They're probably going to buy you out because they're probably not going to want to invest in competing with you, because why, think about it. Like, I'm Google. Why do I put a couple of developers on creating a competing product? If you're getting traction and the thing that you're building is doing really well, I'm going to come over there and I'm going to offer you more money than you've ever seen in your life, and I'm just going to take what you have and not hire a team that might fail and try to duplicate something and compete with it. Now, sometimes companies are going to compete directly, and that's fine. But here's the other thing that can happen in that case is if you're so small, right? If you're big, if you're medium sized and you're a startup and someone comes into your space and they do it better than you, they will crush you because you've got tons of bills, it's expensive. If you're a little bootstrap company, just a blip in the dot, probably the best thing that could happen is for Google to make a competing service, because that validates the market and it makes people aware of it, and their advertising is going to have a net effect to advertise your thing. Think about it this way, right? If Google is spending, thousands of dollars, hundreds of thousands of dollars on ads for some product, some service, they're making the market aware of this thing, and now you just need a little tiny slice, because you're just a little guy. You just got a wife and a couple of kids, and you just need to make a little bit of money every month. That's totally fine. If that's what you're trying to do, it might actually be better if someone comes into that space because it validates the idea and it also makes the market aware of it. So, all in all, just don't worry about this. This is not something to worry about. It's a lot of it is beyond your control anyway. And to be totally honest with you, shit happens. Like, it can happen to you. Like, you may get totally crushed, but there's no way to prevent it. It's not, majority of the time I would say it's going to be to your benefit, that you're not going to have a problem. You're either going to get bought out, the market's going to expand, and their advertising is going to benefit you, or the idea is just not going to work anyway, or no one's going to care. And you can just have your small little business there and it'll be fine. Again, I'm not making fun of you. I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just saying that it's good. That for entrepreneurs at our level, bootstrap entrepreneurs, we don't have much competition and it's really easy to make a living, and that's a good thing. So don't worry about it. Don't waste so much time, worrying about this thing. Just come up with good ideas and build them and see where you go from there. And and if you end up having a problem down the line, then you deal with it then. But again, not legal advice, but this is just my honest opinion. And if you have a question for me, email me at john@simpleprogrammer.com. And if you like this video, subscribe to the channel. Take care.